Hola, mi nombre es Navidad, estoy aquí, mi amigo goldenboy. Bienvenidos
Soy yo.
a Dos Bromigos, episodio 6.
That's pretty legendary.
Right?
We don't speak Spanish, do we?
No, not at all. I would
No.
assume you would have some in your back pocket, but
I don't. I tell people I don't.
Yeah,
I can understand you. I can understand it, but sometimes
yeah.
when real people start talking though, I can't understand a goddamn thing.
I know. I really want to learn because that way when people are talking shit behind my back, I can just be like, in Spanish, be like, yo, what's up? I heard everything you were saying.
I know enough Spanish to make people think I know Spanish, but people who actually know Spanish know that I don't know Spanish.
Yeah.
But people who don't know think I do. It's like a cloak.
Yeah.
The gym's open up on the 15th.
I fucking doubt it.
Dude, I bet.
If they do, that'll be glorious.
They open up on the 15th, bro. Kate Brown said so.
Did she?
No.
Did she really?
She said the 15th you could apply to open up your gym, and then you have to abide by strict
Yeah,
rulage.
there's probably, they move all the ellipticals 6 feet apart. There's probably shit on the ground where it's like, stand
Do
here.
your reps
yeah,
here.
Exactly. They move
That
all the
would
benches
suck.
and shit 6 feet apart.
Yeah, that's fine.
You have to wear a face mask while you work out. And gloves.
One of those oxygen deprivation masks
Yeah.
that you can't breathe in.
That'd be exciting.
It would. I'm excited to get back into the gym. Most of my stuff's pretty heavy to start on, but
Get it going.
I'm thinking life is kind of lived in between, like the moments you think about, like, oh, I'm planning this thing, but then the whole time you're planning it, you're doing all the stuff that you're gonna remember.
Yes.
So like, I don't know. It's kind of like doing reps in the gym. You remember how you're doing some serious mad reps and you're struggling, and then you're like, you can recall 50 stories where you're struggling with reps, and you can only give me like maybe 10 where you've set a PR.
Yes.
But everybody wants to talk about the PR.
Because the important one. Like, man, I went to the gym the other day and I was struggling with 225 for reps, bro. It's like, big deal, but it's like, bro, I was fucking struggling at 295. I got that 305 up for one. It was fucking legendary.
It's like showing off.
Yes.
But that's only one rep, though, is what I'm saying. So, like, translate that into the rest of your life. Oh, I went on this vacation to this place, blah, blah, blah. You can name any one of them. And they're like, I was there for 6 days. And they have all these cool pictures and stories, but I was really only there for 6 days. Like, their whole life was lived leading up to that moment, but they don't want to talk about it. They just want to talk about the 6 days that they were in this place.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You got to make the shit you're doing important for those other 90 days that led up to the 6 days.
To an extent, but at the same time, it's like, oh, man, I did my laundry. I had to make sure I got all my laundry in on Thursday because on Saturday morning, we were packing up Friday, and we were leaving. We're going to be gone for 6 days. Man, I was working for those 3 months up to the vacation.
But that's what I'm saying. Find something that isn't working to do.
Yeah.
Like, make those days important. I don't even really know how I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say.
I understand the premise of what you're saying.
Yeah. How do you make those days important? Most of the time, this is what I'm getting to, but most of the time where you think you're miserable in a moment, last night I was on a bike ride. It was fucking 1 in the morning, and I was riding my bike, and you've seen my bike. It's a little BMX bike, and not the most comfortable seat in the world.
Yes.
And we were out there for like 2 hours. We did the longest bike ride I've ever done, and my ass was on fire. It was like I had a midget with a lighter under me. It hurt so bad. Like right now, my butt is bruised.
I don't think you can say midget. It's a little person.
Little sizest, little person with a hot lighter under my butt.
Yeah, there you go.
And like I'm bruised right now. My butt is. I have a bruise on my butt.
Yeah.
And it hurts to sit. But it's like that little 2 hour stretch right there where I thought I was miserable, or where I think like right now I can tell you how I was tired. It was dark, but that is life lived.
Yes.
That's like a bunch of good memories right there. You know how we were on when we went, this is something you were a part of, so it would easily relate to you. The bus trip to Victoria, Canada.
Yeah.
That was like 14 hours on a school bus, bro.
Okay.
And we have memories from that. In the time, we were miserable. We were like, fuck, ain't nothing to do on this bus.
Dude, I'm laying on the floor between two seats.
That's right. I remember going to the front of the bus, chilling, 3 hours, go to the back of the bus, chilling. There's nothing to do. You're miserable.
Yes.
And then, like, we'll hop off to rest at that one weird boat ramp thing where the boat had to board the ferry.
Yes.
And we played hacky sack. It seems like a really small moment, really minor moment. And then we both remember that. I have the hacky sack sitting in the box right over there.
No, I
brought it with me. I was going to throw it on the table, but it's too far away now. I can't reach it. But like that is what I'm talking about. The moments in between.
Yeah.
That's where life's lived. And too many people don't focus. They forget about that.
Well, and you know, there are things. It's not like the whole build up, like you're saying, like the whole bus ride there was ass. But we had little
miserable.
It's like same thing leading up to vacation. It's like, oh, I got this bonus check, or oh, I got, you know, I worked extra time at work, so I was able to save more money for this trip, or, you know, I was able to make it to the gym 5 out of 7 days during the week, so I was able to get that beach bod before I made it out to Cabo. You know what I'm saying? There are those minuscule things where you just think of them as everyday moments. You don't think that was a big moment for me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Those everyday moments are your life, but nobody wants to talk about them.
Yeah, like today, like before you got here, it's like I went on a 3-mile walk with my mom, and it was
what?
I was waiting for the shout out.
Oh, I wasn't gonna interrupt you. Shout out Abby Meyer.
There you go. But yeah, it's like we went on a 3-mile walk, and I didn't think anything of it. But at the same time, it's like, oh, that bettered my day. I feel better now.
Like in 2 months, you'll remember that walk. You'll be like, oh, that was really fun. I want to do that right now.
Exactly.
But I don't know. I think I'm thinking like the in-between moments, I'm trying to use your idea. They like, oh, I'm going to work for 3 days. I don't know if, say you spent 4 months working for your vacation. You got your 6-day field trip. But then everybody only wants to talk about those 6 days. You spent your whole 4 months working for a 6-day field trip. I'm saying that is the problem. You should have been working those whole 4 months as the vacation.
Yeah.
Not dicking off, but make whatever you're doing in those 4 months your passion, and then you have 4 months of vacation rather than 6 days of vacation and 4 months of utter terror and misery.
Yeah, that's what most people do. It's not like, oh, I just worked. It's a countdown, like, oh, fucking 26 more days, 25 more days. Some people do that, but at the same time, there's other people that like.
You said do.
I did. But at the same time, there are the people that go, oh, I'm going to the gym regularly. I'm eating better. We just went and bought new Sea-Doos to take to the fucking lake with us while we're on this trip. There are the people who, in those 4 months leading up, they're like, here's what we have to do to be able to make this trip possible.
I'm not even talking about the work. I'm not. We're putting like a lot of. There's a lot of variables, and I worry that what I'm trying to say is not coming out right. But just
I understand what you are saying.
Instead of using those moments to get 6 days of a vacation, use those moments to be the vacation. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how to say it. I'm not really qualified. I'm just a kid. I'm just a kid.
Life is a nightmare.
That's the right.
Who sings that?
Blink 182.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
I would have said Sum 41.
I think that might be right.
I think we're both.
There's got to be some numbers in there.
Let me
look.
You
Look it up. And
continue talking.
You say it's a TikTok?
No, I said continue talking.
Oh. Yeah, when you're
Simple
miserable.
Plan.
When you're miserable.
Wrong.
Simple fucking plan.
Simple plan.
Screw those guys. I'm just a kid. I like the ending of that song.
Yeah.
I'm just a kid. We sound so good on these mics. I could be a professional singer on this microphone. Bro, don't even at me. I'm going into singing. Aguilera singing, dude. Shout out Gus Gaudet. That dude always ripped on Christina Aguilera. And I have to explain that to people, how she's not a good singer. I continue his good word. His teachings. Christina Aguilera's a bad singer, folks.
I'm a fan.
She juggles the notes because she can't hold the note consistently.
Like, you ever seen Burlesque?
I hate that
I'm
movie.
sure you have.
I hate that movie.
I'm a fan. I love that movie.
Gross.
She has a great voice.
She looks like a completely different person.
I know. Well, here's the thing. I think she holds her tune in the lower octaves. Yeah, there's a song in there where I don't know the song, but I think it's a Cher song. But she's like wearing a green dress, and then the whole thing is in a lower octave, and she doesn't do the.
Doesn't Cher sing
inflections.
What? Cher sings at a lower octave, right?
Yeah, because she's a man.
Whoa! Oh, damn!
But,
shout out Cher.
But yeah, I think when Christina Aguilera tries to do the.
I hate
the
it.
vibrato and all that shit, it fucks it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying.
That's what Gussie said. Gussie's like, listen, folks. He always addressed us as folks. Listen, folks. The reason she does that is because she can't be consistent.
She can't hold a tune.
She cannot be consistent. She can't hold the note, so she juggles it to pretend she's doing it on purpose.
Yeah. Well,
and I was like, bet, word.
When like a lot of female artists do that, they'll it's like a. It's like it sounds like a changing. It sounds like you're saying a different letter, but it's the same letter.
There's a lot about singing that I don't know about. I'm not a good singer myself. I just kind of shout.
Oh, I know things I've seen. I'm also a terrible vocalist.
Vocalist? You're the second person I've ever heard use that. There's a guy I work with who refers to them as vocalists. I've always called them singers. Don't matter if you're a rapper, a hardcore singer, metal guy, or the guy from Metallica, or like Nicki Minaj or Lady Gaga. They're all singers. And that just seems lazy.
Yeah.
You call them vocalists.
Vocalist.
That's impressive.
Because you were using your vocals.
That is the mouth instrument.
I never knew this growing up because we used to listen to a lot of metal. That I like.
Used to.
And I still do.
Yeah.
I always thought they scream the whole time, and they don't. Like they do, but they don't. And like I always wondered why. How come I sing this one song and my fucking throat feels like I swallowed knives? And it's because how they scream. It's like a.
They're doing the Snape.
They're basically breathing over their vocal cords.
What's the guy's name from Harry Potter? The snake guy?
Severus Snape?
No, that's the Snape guy. I'm talking about the snake guy. The guy who talks to the snakes. You know how the snakes talk in Harry Potter? That's what I was saying. That's what metal singers do.
Harry Potter? He's the one that talks to snakes.
Well, I thought it was the blue guy. Fucking
Voldemort?
That one. Violi.
Or the kid from Chamber of Secrets, the one that who like basically is Voldemort.
The teacher?
When he goes back in time.
Tom Riddle?
Tom Riddle, yeah, the book.
That is him.
Yeah.
I thought that was him.
It is.
Harry Potter time. Fucking Christ, dude. God.
Speaking in tongues.
Parcel.
Puzzle tongue.
Pussle. Pussy tongue.
Puzzle tongue. We're getting off track here.
Yeah, we are. It's a little bit different.
That's okay.
Good old pussy tongue.
I didn't say that.
I did. I'm sticking with it. Hit me with something. Talk to me.
Oh, I had some good. They're not really topics. They're more expanding on ideas from last week's episode of
The Return of Alex Jones.
What is life we are living?
Oh man.
Hey, so riddle me this. Yummy. So we think of alternate universes, right? And and then we think of ourselves as this large being, but in essence we're smaller than a grain. We're basically atoms, right?
Yeah, my name's Adam.
You're welcome. So think about this. What if we are made up of universes? Like, what if every atom in our body is a separate universe, and us being conceived was the, no pun intended, Big Bang, and that's what created all these universes inside of our bodies, and we are perceived as the god of these civilizations that live within us, that are created within us.
No. It sounds like baseless monologuing.
Not at all.
I don't understand any of it.
You gotta perceive these things.
That's a bit much, bro. I don't get paid that much.
Yeah. Or I was thinking about this. So, and we talked about this on the previous episode. We are basically a brain. That's all we are. This is all cosmetic, right? Like a car. An engine is basically the car. The rest of it's cosmetic. And so, in essence, you could live for eternity as a brain, a functioning brain with like a heart pumping blood to it. And because you don't need all the other vital organs, we need them to keep this suit alive, right? So you could live for eternity as a brain, a set of eyeballs, and continue learning information, and basically become a artificial intelligence.
Semi-organic.
Yeah, like example of this would be like Stephen Hawking. He was basically a vegetable. He was a brain.
Shout out Steve Hawking.
He was a brain and a set of eyes. Couldn't use his body. Couldn't communicate other than with his eyes.
That was bad. I should not do that.
So essentially, you could live forever.
How about cyborging?
As a brain.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there might be more to that. I used to think we were just a brain too. I actually briefly talked about this last week too. That I used to think we're the mind. Like the body is just our vehicle and blah, blah, blah. But I think it's different. I think we're the spirit. Like the thing that makes me different than you is the spirit. It's because you have the same brain I do. You have the same body I do. Changes based on what you eat and all that. But the spirit is what made Gandhi himself and what made Hitler himself. They're two very different things. But they're both humans. They both have the same DNA.
Think about this. What happens when you die? What do you think happens when you die?
I don't know. Lights out. Flick the switch. Call it. I don't know. I've never done it.
So picture this. So you know how children or babies cry a lot when they're very young? Imagine that when you die, at that same moment, a child is being born. And they say, when you're dying, they say, go towards the light. What if that light is the birthing canal, and you are being born into a new body, right? And the reason why the child is crying so much is because they are losing all these. You are losing all these memories from your past life, which is why they say, when you die, you go through the cycle of remembering your life.
Is this
that you was a baby?
Is this evidential fact, or is this?
This is a theory.
Theory, a belief.
Theoretical.
It sounds like the reincarnation type thing. Basically.
But I was gonna say essentially. But yeah, and then the reason why we experience deja vu is because in a past life we did something very similar to that situation, which is why we go.
I'm familiar with this theory. I've heard this before.
I
don't believe it.
But then you think, why are there, if people just die and come back as babies, why don't we have a steady population? Well, there's abortions, there's miscarriages, things like that.
So what happens when you get cut off?
So basically you die. And then the people, and then, like the Elon Musks, the Nikola Teslas, the smarter people have been reincarnated several times, that all their consciousness and abilities have moved.
They've been
through
retained.
Time. Yes. Which is why there are
wild,
right? And then then there's people who are vegetables and or just naturally dumb. They are ones who they died in a past life, so this is a new being. That's why there are more people. We don't have a steady population. We have a growing population, and why set amount are stupid. Fuck.
That's crazy.
Because they're just a new being.
So what happens when there's nobody dying but somebody gets born? Then what?
There's a new being. That's what I'm saying.
Damn.
There's no soul. There's no, like you're saying, soul to take over or be a part of that new being.
So are you and I new beings? How do you know?
I don't know.
Where's the stamp?
Well,
Where's the expiration date?
I've experienced a lot of deja vu moments in my life,
I think everybody does.
and I would think we have a lot of knowledge between the two of us. So I believe we have been reincarnated at a point in our existence.
That's what you believe? Or are you just saying that for the sake of saying it?
No,
Potentially.
A part of me goes, that makes fucking sense.
Oh, okay, okay. Makes
Who
sense.
died on November 12th, 96?
I can dig it. I don't know.
I gotta find someone and be like, that's the dude. That's
Word.
me.
Word. I don't know about all that. What do you plan to do with your body when you go? When the body goes, what are you doing with it? In real life, this is not.
I want a Viking send off.
Damn.
I want to be sent down a river or across the ocean, and someone does the arrow and ignites my body on the boat and ignites the boat. That'd be cool as fuck.
Like what body of water are you thinking? Oceanage, lakeage,
I want
Fern
I'm
Ridge.
thinking like a river, like a nice calm river. But at the same time, if I'm having a giant boat floating down, that might be a problem.
Talk to me about the boat. How big is this boat gonna be? I thought Vikings were like rafts,
no, Vikings had like
Lord of the Rings.
pirate boats, dude. Like full on. They had the fucking dragon head come out the front.
They made all this just to bury somebody?
Well, but yes. Well, they would just use one of their. Usually like a king, or like a a higher up. A higher up Viking,
He donate his ship.
You're like, well, no, like if he dies, then you're like, okay, we send him. Say they were in battle and he died, and then 100 others died. Yes, they would send him in the big ship, his ship, and then yes, the other people in smaller rafts.
So you like How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes.
So you're finna do the Viking burial, huh?
Yes, or like in Thor, I believe the second one.
Darkworld?
Yeah,
Poopy one?
Yeah, when his mom dies,
Mm-hmm.
they send her off in a bigger ship.
Hela?
Yes.
That's his sister. I don't remember his mom's name. What's Odin's wife's name? Put in the comment section below if you know Odin's wife's name. I can't tell you either.
Think of it.
Farah?
Hela sounds familiar.
Hela's his sister.
Is it?
The one that gets banished.
I don't think it is.
Yeah. Hela. That's fine. You can fact check me. It's accurate.
I'm just a
I don't know.
kid.
I don't know what I want to do with my body. I'll probably donate my shit to save somebody else's life. I have a donor card.
Frigga.
Frigga.
Yes.
That's the wife, right?
Frigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
My wife, Frigga. You mother Frigga. Yes, that's my mom.
I have it on my license. I'm a donor.
Yeah.
But I think with my poor diet choices over my life,
Well, you can fix that.
well, I know, but there's not much salvageable shit.
If you died today, huh?
Yeah, here's some clogged arteries.
Gross.
Here's your heart.
Do you think they do that? They got like a whole recycling center, or they just take the most important bits, whatever's not broken at the time.
I think
Here's a whole femur.
they don't donate shit like that. It's organs. You're an organ donor.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Femur's not an
Just
organ.
fucking, here's a whole suit of skin.
They go in, they cut you open, they do the white thing, and then they slowly
Harvest the heart.
they harvest the organs, and they're like, "That's nice." And if it's not, they go, "Fucking throw it in the trash."
Oh man, what do they do with the waste organs?
Throw it in the trash. They're like,
Damn. Oh, that's
like
gross.
your dog could use a good liver for lunch tomorrow.
Yo, feeding your dog your own liver.
Yeah.
Pass. That shit's morbid. That is morose.
You know what's gnarly is that if, like, say I were to die in here by myself, and you were to come here like a week later, my dogs would be eating me because they need food, and they're like, "Oh,
That's a no-no.
this dude's dead."
That's rough,
That's
dude.
like they love you so much, but they're like, "I gotta fucking eat.
I'm hungry."
This is just meat to dying. Gotta
They start with the butt.
probably. It's the
Some
juiciest
good
part of my
butt.
body.
Some
Yeah.
good butt. Damn. It took a dark turn over here. Dogs eating you.
I'm out of topics for the day. Or
What kind of? I want to know what kind of person I am. I've never really been pressed, not in a way that I think is dire, but when I'm usually pretty good at handling pressure, and I have a certain way of handling pressure that usually nets positive results. And a lot of people can't handle pressure, but I'm kind of the opposite. I feel like I want to put more pressure on myself. And I was thinking the way to do that is to start like getting into fighting.
I've been saying this for so long, dude. We should become fighters.
Well, I'm already doing jujitsu. That's what I'm saying. I want to do that more. I want to know what kind of person I am. I want to get bent right up to the snapping point and see what happens to me.
You know what we should do? And I know you're not big on drugs, as neither am I.
Do drugs.
No. We should do like a DMT or like an ayahuasca.
Do an ayahuasca? Do you do an or do you do...
Sure.
Isn't it a drink? Is that the shit the Indians drink? Where they're like, that was enough for the whole village. And the guy explodes?
Yeah, it's some sort of herb, I believe.
A vision quest!
Yeah. And it lasts, I think it lasts a couple hours.
We should probably research these drugs before we take them. I wasn't. I don't know anything about it.
Because I've heard it talked about on many other podcasts. And I'm like, that sounds exciting.
Yeah. I wanna get to know me. I've never really been pressed. I have other privileges. I have a lot of good going for me, and I always have. I've never been like, oh, you've got to kill this man or you die.
Yeah.
I've never been in that situation.
Continue. I don't want to.
Well, that was it.
Oh. Have you ever thought about, like, you know how they say, you leave Earth's atmosphere, there's, like, how do they know there's no oxygen? Like, how do you know? Like, if you're in space and you just take your shit off, you're going to die, right? I've thought about these things. Or, like, that rock is a rock. Like, you ever seen the movie Lucy with Scarlett Johansson, where she becomes like a sentient being? Like, she becomes one with she has drugs put in her, but these drugs are like basically turn her into
Is this like
a god.
Is this Scarlett Johansson's version of the movie Salt?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, so she was like someone that she was in like Mexico or some shit, and they cut her open, put the drugs in her, and the drugs broke open, and they
so she was a mule.
Yes, and they broke open, and they started altering her body, and so she was able to like see sounds, and then she basically was like able to morph like her body, like connect to a computer, gather all this information. Yeah, it's fucking insane, but like.
That's crazy.
Like, you know how they talk about we can only, and like the movie basically it's like we can only access 20% of our brain or 10% of our brains. She was able to access 100% of her brain power, so she was able to alter her state.
Is this the movie where Morgan Freeman's like a conductor in a class and they're like,
yes.
What would happen if you used 100%?
That's the one.
He's like, I don't know.
Exactly. She's and like they're talking about, like, there's a scene where they're like, you see this car driving past the scene. If you speed up the car infinitely, the car's no longer there, but it is there, and that's basically what Scarlett Johansson becomes. It's like she's present, she's omnipresent. Basically, she's present, but she's more advanced, moving much faster than we are, that we cannot perceive her. Like, we don't see her.
Can't even comprehend it.
Yes, but like I think of this, like Eddie Hall doing when he did the world record deadlift. It was like he accessed 100% of his muscle capacity to be able to fucking yank that shit off the ground.
That's right. He broke himself.
And like David Goggins, he talks about, people think they put out all their effort, but most people stop at 40%. Like, naturally, we stop at 40% effort.
Yeah, like when you think you're at max capacity.
Yeah, you're only at 40%.
Yeah. I'm familiar with that.
Just
I've done that in the weight room.
Yeah, just imagine if you were able to access 100% of your muscle fibers.
That's what I'm saying. I want to get into that. Not like the science fiction-y crazy portion of it, but the what happens when you get pressed sort of portion of it. What are you going to do when the man in front of you has a gun? I'm going to run the other way. You're going to outrun a bullet?
Have you ever did you ever, like, when we do the lockdown drills in school, did you ever, like, daydream, like, imagine if that did happen? What would I, like you're saying?
I know exactly
what
what
would I
you're
do
saying.
to take action? And then you're like, what if this dude put his fucking arm through that middle with that glass window in the door, start shooting? Like, I'm on the other side, like, I'm on this side of the door, he's shooting this way. You go, pull that gun out and fucking pop him through the window.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you're like, classmates, fucking follow me. We go find the other guy.
Everybody
Pop, pop.
thinks that.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. I want to know what actually happens to me because I've never been put in that situation. I want to know what's my normal reaction and then manufacture into whatever my reaction I want it to be.
Yeah.
I want to be a superhero.
Yeah. I think we should do like tactical training shit. That'd be fun.
For like shooting or
yeah, that'd be fun to learn. We should do just a bunch of experiences.
I agree. I like doing everything.
Jiu-jitsu, boxing.
I like doing everything.
Tactical like weapons.
It gets
tactics.
expensive.
It does. That'd be a fun thing to try.
I'm not a huge fan of boxing. It's kind of like play fighting. We're gonna fight, but there's rules. You can't kick me. Why would you ignore 50% of your body? You can't grab me.
Yeah.
We're gonna put these pads on our hands so you don't really hurt me. I'm still gonna punch you really hard though.
Yeah. I understand like why they use gloves in MMA, because you
could kill somebody, right?
But at the same time, I think they used to do bare knuckle like very big like early days of UFC.
I think that's accurate. There's also currently a bare knuckle league.
Yeah.
And dudes leave with knackered
I know.
faces.
Yeah.
They look like Grimace.
Like that gal that who her fucking forehead like she became Megamind.
Yeah, buddy.
Imagine if that chick didn't have gloves on, dude.
Dead.
You'd see her skull.
How
their skin be hanging over her eyeballs, dude.
How does the body swell that much? How does it
She must just have
manage?
She must just have immense amounts of blood vessels in her
Is
head.
that what that was? If you would have poked it would have blown up?
So it just fucking...
I don't know enough about the anatomy to do that.
Yeah.
I just think it's crazy. You see these dudes and these ladies, like the swelling on their arms like this big. I saw a dude had a bee sting, and his arm literally went...
Yeah.
And it's like, how does the body do that shit? That's crazy.
I don't know, man.
It's insane.
I need to figure out this boom mic.
Yeah, there's a lot of adjustments to go on.
Yeah.
I do like investing in experiences, investing in myself. That sounds like fun.
I'm just ready. I'm just ready for COVID to be over so we can fucking do some shit.
Yeah, we'll have something to talk about instead of scrounging and scraping for topics.
What's your place in the universe?
Yeah, we're struggling here. Dude, that's like on your face.
I know.
Damn.
What you been up to lately?
Been going to the river a lot. So much fun, dude. They say shelter in place, and I say suck my dick.
I mean, you are in a place.
Everybody's like, oh, what are you doing? Why are you going out there? What happens if the police stop you? And I say, I'm going to tell them to suck my balls.
You say, okay, officer.
Sir, arrest me now, or I'm going to continue what I'm doing.
Okay, officer, put your floaty back on top of your car and go home. Like
yeah, I don't think I do that.
When we were playing basketball, well, if the fucking police roll up, if they tell us to leave, then I guess we'll leave.
And then come right back.
Yeah, then wait a little bit and then come back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is everybody wants to think they do certain things in that situation. I want to know what I actually do in that situation.
Yeah.
Because I can remember times where I'll be in a situation and I'll think I want to do something and I'll do it, or I'll be in a situation and I'll straight up react and I don't. Like looking back on it, I think I shouldn't have done that. I should have done something else.
Yeah. Well, in that, like, I think a lot of decisions we make come from like respect and like different emotions and things like that. Like if a police officer comes up and it's like, you know, pulls you over, or you're playing basketball and he's like, hey, you guys need to get out of here. You respect the police officer, like he's just doing his job, and it's an important job. So you're like, okay, I respect that. I will leave. Thanks, officer. Whereas just some fucking asshole, like say we're at the park playing and some guy comes up, you guys gotta fucking leave, and he's being all blunt about it and being a dick about it. Like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna leave. Who the fuck are you to tell us to leave?
Yeah, there's different situations. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah.
That's weird. The only like, I have to take care of myself at work because people will take advantage of you where I work. I'm sure that's the same way where everybody works. That if you don't watch out for what you're doing, people will take advantage of you. You'll end up doing a lot of extra shit for no extra money, stupid stuff. That's the problem with the corporate America. Did you know America is dead? Just pulled up in the garage. Just kidding.
Come on, calm down, Alex.
But like I had stayed busy which is good. This is good for me. I don't usually stay busy at work. Sometimes I dick around. But I stayed busy. I was there my whole shift. And at the very end, there's like 10 minutes left. And my boss comes along. He's like, hey, man, can you do this before you leave? And it had been sitting there all morning because you have to like print the paper and then do what the paper says. I printed the paper, posted it on the wall for anybody to do, and continued doing work. And at the very end of my shift, that thing still wasn't done. And he's like, hey, man, can you do this? And I said, absolutely not. Like usually when your boss asks you to do something, you do it. Oh, you could quickly do it before you leave, or you could stay a little bit longer and do it. And I said, absolutely not, sir. And he's like, okay, let me change that. I need you to go do this. And I said, literally shook my face, like playfully. I just shook my face, no. And he didn't, like he left me alone. And I think that's probably the respect thing you're talking about. But it's just like, dude, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And it's just stupid. That's like a stupid thing. That has no meaning on anything at all. There's no pressure. But that's the situation I'm in daily. I'd rather be in the more important situations daily.
Yeah. Well, and I believe that comes from different perspectives. Like my job, if they're like, hey, can you go on a van run, or can you go do these extra things? I'm like, I ain't got fucking 8 hours. I got 4 hours left, and that's going to take me 3. That's cool as fuck, yeah. But then for a lawyer, they're like, oh, I'm already fucking hounded with all this stuff. And then their boss comes in, yeah, we need you to pick up this case too, and here's all these extra things. And they're like, okay, sir. And they just naturally have to, because you respect for your boss. So they're like, oh, yeah, I'll fucking take these things over. Like, we have it so simple, so where it's like yours is like, that could have taken you 5 minutes, so you can like, yeah, or whatever.
It would have taken me longer.
What?
That's what I'm saying though. It's like, what is that? I think that's the person thing rather than the situation thing. I think there's lawyers out there in that situation who would be like, absolutely fucking not, boss.
Yeah, well, and it comes down to kissing ass, like
self-respect.
Like if you watch, like the movie, what is it, Horrible Bosses?
Never seen it. Never seen it. Probably won't ever see it.
Anywho,
give us a synopsis.
Jason Bateman, Kevin Spacey's his boss, and
Kevin Spacey.
I think it's Kevin Spacey.
Oh no.
Kevin Spacey's his boss, and he's a fucking asshole. He's supposed to be at work at 6 o'clock, and he's going into the elevator at 6:01 or 6:02, and his boss is like, so you know the importance of being here at 6 on time. He's like, so either you were late or our clocks are off by a full 2 minutes. And he's like, might have been a minute late. And he goes, well, according to this, you're 2 minutes late. And then he's like, so either you're wrong, or I'm gonna have to fire our longtime security guy because our security's wrong. And he's like, I might have been a minute late. And he goes, what are you doing? He's like, I'm calling our security guy. I gotta fire him. And he goes, might have been. He's like, I'm kidding. I was late. And he goes, so you were lying? He goes, no, I was just saying, might have been a minute late. And then I'm getting to the point. Throughout the whole thing, he's like, I'm doing all these extra things. I'm doing what my boss asks because I'm going to get that promotion to be the VP, blah, blah, blah. And then when it comes to the point where his boss is like, you're going to be the VP. Or like, he's like, I'm deciding who's going to be the VP. He's like, after all these things, I've decided that I am going to take over the VP spot because if you can't do it right, you might as well do it yourself. So this guy did all these things for months on end with his boss saying, basically, if you do these things, you're going to become the VP of sales.
He was taking advantage of him.
Exactly. So this guy's kissing ass, doing what it takes to move on up. And what you're saying is you're not going to kiss ass to further yourself. And you can't really further yourself in your line
I
of
agree.
work.
I see that. I don't have the motivation to go forward, so I don't have the motivation to do the extra. I agree with that. There's a lot of what we're talking about that we're not even touching. Like it'd be impossible to encompass it all. There's different motivations, different situations, and all that good stuff. Different boss personalities. Like the guy you're talking about sounds like he's just degrading the guy for no good reason. That's probably how he gets off. But whatever. It's Kevin Spacey. He's actually a bad dude. Yeah. I'm talking about in that situation. I've consistently stood up for myself. I'm pretty good at not taking guff, and I like that about myself, and I want to build on that. And I think the only way to build on that is to further the pressure, further the situation you're in. And I think everybody would benefit from that, learning self-respect, learning how to take care of yourself in different situations, recognizing in a situation when you need to take care of yourself. Because in your job, it sounds like you got extra time to kill and no motivation to not do it. So, like, otherwise you wouldn't be doing something.
Yeah.
And that's cool, too. I get that. I do that sometimes in my work. It's like, I wouldn't be doing anything else, so I'll do this instead. And that's totally different than the situation where you're being taken advantage of, like your dude in your film.
Yeah. Well, and I think it also comes down to, like we talked about previously, like intimidation and also respect. Like if, certain guys in my work, like, hey, man, I need you to do this. I'm like, go fuck yourself. Like, you're not my boss, and I don't really respect you. Whereas my boss or someone I do respect and I'm mildly intimidated by, like, hey, man, I need you to do this. I know they could fucking do it themselves, but I'm like, again, it comes to I have time, so I'm like,
Different relationship.
It is what it is. Yeah, exactly. Like, someone below me or at the same level as me is like, fucking, I'm doing these things and fucking I need your help. I'm like, suck, bro. Like, that's not my fucking job.
Did you know we sell these here?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I got a fucking fresh one right here.
Oh, yeah. Hot out of the oven, bro.
Yeah.
Check it out.
But then my boss, like, or that person can come up and be like, fucking, I need you to do this thing. I'm like, go fuck yourself. And then my boss can come up 5 minutes later and be like, the exact same thing. I need you to do this thing. I'll be like, hey, sure, man, no problem. Because I respect my boss, and I'm like, because you, the person I am under, is asking me to do that. Absolutely, I'll do it. When a equal comes up and is like, do this, I'm like, fuck yourself.
Word. I think a lot of people will vibe with what they're hearing out of that.
Yeah.
Presentation and also relationship play a big part in that. I agree with what you're saying there. I've been in those situations, and I like those situations where you, hey buddy, I got a fresh one of these. Those are fun.
I had a situation recently where he works a different job than I even do. He came up to me and was like, hey, can you go in the freezer and do this for me? And I was like, it's your job. I'm not gonna do it. And then he goes,
no.
Yeah. And he's like, come on, man, blah blah blah. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna. And he was like, kind of being a dick about it. And then he's like, I'll go talk to the bigger boss, like not my boss, but the guy above my boss. So I'll go talk to him. He'll have you do it. And I was like, go do it. If he comes and tells me to do it, then I'll do it. But and then he's like, it's like you're being such a dick right now. Why can't you just go do it? And I was like, because you're not my boss.
I'm not doing it.
Is your job. I'm not doing your job. And then like 20 minutes goes by and he comes in. So I talked to him and I was like, no, you didn't. You're just saying that.
Or else he'd be here.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, he would come and say it. He's like, come on, man. Why don't you fucking do it for me? And I know this guy. I actually respect this guy because he used to be my boss. You know him. But yeah, and then eventually I was like, all right, man, I got 3 hours left. And it literally took me 5 minutes. And he could have done it in the 20 minutes he was waiting for me to do it. But I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'll go do it.
What's the motivation? Why do people do that?
Because they're like, oh, this is seemingly too hard for myself. And I know this person could do it easily. I get a lot of that at work. They're like, guys will be like, where's it? I'm the lowest on the totem pole at my work. I've worked there, like my current position, I've worked there 4 months. And guys who've worked the same position for 3 years are like, hey, man, can you do this thing that I know how to do, but not as well as you do? And that shit drives me nuts because I'm like, you've worked here, or you've been doing the same job longer than I have. And you're expecting me to do more because you haven't taken the time. I've only been doing this for 4 months, and I've taken the time to learn these things and better myself in those situations. That seems to be the angle right there.
Of that.
Yeah. Which isn't always a bad thing, because then upper management and, like, I had a position offered me in a different state to run a warehouse, and I'd only worked there for 2 months at my current position. They were like, hey, so you're actually doing better than everyone else in this position, and you know what you're doing, and we'd like to have you go down and run a whole fucking place by yourself. And so it pays off.
Oftentimes when you're doing certain work, it will net certain results that you may not have foreseen initially. When you do certain things like I don't know, compare it to working out. Like you're running the treadmill to lose belly fat or whatever the hell people standardly do. They're like, oh, I'll get on the treadmill and I'll lose my little gut that I got going on.
Yeah.
And then later on they'll realize, oh, wow, I can run like twice the distance now. And they weren't expecting that. They weren't looking for that. That's not the benefit they were looking at. I think that's what you're saying. There's like, you're getting benefits that you didn't do. That wasn't your initial motivation, but this is what you're getting.
Yeah.
That's good. It's important to be recognized like that. I had to fix the camera there. The battery was dead.
I noticed.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will rock with this. I don't think that we're outliers by any means, but it'd definitely be nice to maybe teach people how to handle themselves better. Because if everybody cleans their own doorstep,
the world will be a cleaner place.
That's right. Mother Teresa said that. I also said that like 3 weeks ago.
If everyone just made their fucking bed.
That's right. Yeah. We'd probably go on about stupid stories at work forever, but we're trying to get out of the rat race. That's why we're here. Do something nobody else is doing. Oh shit, I'm not even in the shot right now. There we go. This one's been a bit, I don't know, I feel like downtrodden this week. Like we're just complaining.
Yeah.
There we go.
I had some.
We've been all business this whole week, huh?
Yeah.
All business. That's fine. It's okay to be all business once in a while. I don't know about this
Website's
microphone.
going up soon.
Yeah, we're working on a
Or it is
website.
up, I don't know.
We're working on merchandise. It's definitely not up yet.
Mer-
There's an adjuster right here. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm so stupid.
You can tighten it.
Oh man, that would have been helpful. It keeps like slowly falling down.
Merch,
I keep
simple
moving
merch
back up.
is coming out.
Give me a lot of fun. We'll introduce all that as it comes in.
Dicks should only be measured in imperial.
That's got to be quoted,
Is
shirted, stickered. Dicks are only measured in imperial inches.
I love that one. That
I
was
need to get a
fucking
link to the
hilarious.
porn that came from.
That was hilarious.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Miranda.
Oh my god. What else we got? What else do we got here, boss man?
I'm ready for a nap, bro.
You ready for a nap?
Yeah.
I'm ready for a burrito.
I'm
We calling it?
I'm
a little early this
excited for
weekend?
some Chipotle, dude.
I think we barely made it under an hour. We can squeeze an hour out of 48 minutes. Just put like random slow-mos in through it. All right, let's get out of here, man.
We need a.
I love you. That's our outro. I love you.
I love you.